Hello and welcome to the Unshakeable Inner Peace Oracle card reveal and pick a card. I'm going to do the pick a card at the very end. So this deck kind of stumbled into my awareness a few weeks back. I was searching randomly for something on Amazon, don't even remember the keywords, but I saw this and I just felt magnetically pulled to it. At the time I bought it, it was a little less than $18, or I'm sorry, a little less than $20. I think it was like 18 and some change. And once I got it home, my first impression was, oh my God, I love this, and it's gonna make a great gift. So I'm not saying that I'm giving my copy away, but when a girlfriend needs a little pick-me-up or when I need to celebrate somebody for a success, for putting herself out there with her mission, this is likely gonna be the deck I send them. Okay, now some random features that you might think, oh my God, just what a Oracle nerd would be concerned about. The deck box is very sturdy, and I don't know if you have noticed the way I have noticed over the past couple of years that the quality of decks has gone down. The cardstock is really flimsy. The guidebook is usually like barely being held together after the first use, and the box looks like it could crumble any second, and this is very much the exception. Now, some of the key features on the card, the number one, if you know me, you know that this is probably what drew me to it, are these self-inquiry questions, these prompts to go deep within the soul. Now, I think I just got chills even looking at them. I just love this because this takes the Oracle practice to a new level. It's one thing to sit there and read the guidebook, but it's a completely different thing when you're given an inquiry question or a prompt that takes you deep into yourself so that you can find the answers, so you can do the healing work and the inner work for yourself. And you'll notice that these questions aren't skimming the surface. They're asking you to go straight into the heart space. Now, one of the other things that I really love about this deck is that there is a level of diversity in it that, quite honestly, I haven't seen in many other decks, or at least the ones that I have in my collection. And it's something I've been aware of over the past couple of months, and I've been looking for ones that are more inclusive. Still a long way to go, right? I mean, nothing, it's not perfect, but I do feel like this is a step in the right direction, at least for the collection that I am building. Okay, other things that I really like. So these images alone are so powerful. They are channeled images. They are infused with Reiki healing energy. She talks about that in the guidebook, and you can really feel that. Even now, as we're rolling through these cards, I feel my DNA quickening and activating, and just things starting to click into place. Whew, gotta take a breath through that one. And it's just, they make a great meditation focal points as well. Very much, I mean, the little ritual that I have going right now is I find a card that I'm being called to, I sit with the inquiry, and after I do the inquiry prompt, I then set the card up on a little easel and go into soft focus and just meditate on the image, and I receive downloads and transmissions that are really helpful for my own path and healing. So that's another way that you can use these cards. And there's also masculine energies in these as well. Okay. Now, one of the things that you might be thinking is, Karen, these are beautiful cards, but they feel familiar. And if you are thinking that, you are right, because they do hold a very similar energy to, or have very similar imagery to Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light and Starseed Oracle, and likely her Rose Oracle. To be honest, I didn't get it because it seemed like more of the same. But yes, the images do have a very similar vibe to them. The difference being Rebecca Campbell and Danielle Noel use very pastel and soft palettes, and these are a little bit more vibrant. The colors are a little bit bold. You know, there's the black, the black with the gold text, and Rebecca's, I think, are like the soft pink with maybe black text. I don't know. I don't remember. So yes, you are right. And maybe if you have those decks, these would feel too similar. But I have those decks, and they've kind of been feeling a little tired. I've been feeling a little tired of them. And so this was a nice upgrade or a nice little change for me. Okay, so if you've been working with those decks for a while, maybe you do want to consider adding this into the rotation so that you can have something new, but that still has that very sacred medicine to it. Now, the other thing that I want to share, I mentioned the box. These cards, the cardstock is a little bit flimsy, but not as bad as what we've been seeing in some of the other ones that have recently been coming out. So it's not fantastic, but it's not the worst of the worst. So now let's go ahead and look at the guidebook. This is a really thick, rich guidebook. She starts off each card with just kind of a little basic transmission, just like every book does. And then she has what she calls a divine assignment. And these are ways to deepen into the message of the card, which I know I appreciate, because it's one thing to read the transmission, but when you get that little bit of extra guidance of how to actually apply it and embody it, it makes a difference. And then she, of course, echoes the questions again. Your true tribe can't show up until you do. This card definitely spoke to me. Just flipping through to give you an idea. But really rich activations within the written part as well. I am safe and secure over here. So I had to pull this card, or I pulled this card in the middle of the night, and that I am safe and secure definitely helped me ease back into sleep. I haven't been sleeping well lately. Okay. So really just totally digging this guidebook as well. And as most of you know, I don't often use the guidebooks, but this one just has a little something that isn't found in other ones. But let's see what message the deck has for you. So there are 44 cards in all. These are just 3 that I pulled. We have card number 1 over on the left, card number 2 in the center, card 3 over on the right. Drop on into the heart, my love. Whoops. And just notice which one is speaking to you, which one is really saying, hey, I'm for you. All right, so let's start the reveal. These are single cards, so there is no timestamp. If you were drawn to pile 1, let's go ahead and hold it up. You are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. What thought pattern do you need to shift? Okay, so for those of you that are in the collective, definitely consider how this pairs with some of the work that you've done on limiting beliefs. But really, you are being called to consider how your thoughts are manifesting. And if you're not happy with what's manifesting, explore what you're thinking about, because that'll help you. You'll actually start to see that you're thinking about the things that are manifesting, therefore they're manifesting. So if you want a different reality, start to focus on what you can do to have different, focus on your thoughts, focus on changing them and directing them towards what you do want. Now, the message specifically from this card, this deck, if you were to get it, this would help you with your manifesting. This would help you to really align with what you want. And I'm hearing that a lot of you are sitting there thinking, I have no idea what I want. I just know that I don't want what's manifesting. And so this card or this deck is going to really ask you the questions that you need to sit with in order to figure that out. And that actually is one of the things that one of my big takeaways from working with this deck. And one of the prompts, it was like, I don't remember the prompt, but I just said, I found myself writing, I want things to be easy. I want things to be an easy yes, not just for me, but for the women that I support. I want, when they want to do something, for it to just be an easy yes and not have them overthink and overcomplicate it. So that's just something that this deck will offer you in case you feel called to purchase it. And I do have an affiliate link for anybody interested down in the video description. It's just a great way to support the channel. If you're going to order it, I get a little bit of money in exchange for making the recommendation, but I'd be making this recommendation even without that. So card number 2, let's see what Spirit has for you. Your purpose is personal expansion. How can you be more intentional with your choices and live with more purpose? Whew. And this is card number 18. So for you guys, you're living a kind of small existence right now. You're taking up as little room as possible. And that's getting pretty uncomfortable, right? It's like you're trying to force your wings, force your big energy into a really small box. And this deck is really going to support you and work with you in spreading your wings, and taking up the room you deserve in this world. So this is a lot about confidence and worth is what I'm picking up on. Your message, your energy, your light doesn't take away from other people's, but sometimes it's almost like you go into things with that mentality. And you're going to learn that you have just as much of a right to be here, to share your message, to sing your soul song as everybody else does. And this deck will help you with your self-worth and your confidence. Card number 3, express yourself creatively, start something new. What creative pursuit do you feel drawn to? All right, so if you were drawn to this card, you might be stuck in a creative rut. It kind of feels like writer's block, but whatever it would be for whatever you're doing. So it might just be like maybe you're a painter and you can't think of anything to paint, or you're a health and wellness coach and you don't know what your next program is going to be or what your next message will be, your blog post or whatever. But this deck is going to get those creative juices flowing. It's going to, these questions, these transmissions are going to actually bring stuff to the surface, things that you haven't talked about yet, new perspectives, new ways of sharing them, new opportunities. That this deck is going to be supportive of your creative expansion, your ability to reach new people through word, through image, through, I'm even hearing your vibration. Okay? Really yummy readings. How is this message sitting with you? How is this deck speaking to you? Let me know in the comments. And again, if you do want to purchase it, you can do so through the affiliate link, the Amazon link down in the video description. But let me know if you liked your message, if it resonated, and let me know if you're going to grab this deck. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful that I got to read cards for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.